Dun, dun,
Isn't it
dun,
countdown?
dun.
We're good.
Today's report.
The daily news. Dale, it's live from me here. You good?
Nope. Oh, wait a minute.
There we are.
It's coming.
Is it?
There
on
it is.
Your,
Got it.
Instagram?
We
Oh, don't hit
are.
refresh.
We are live. Ooh.
Let's all say our favorite name brands.
Oh,
Oh.
I love this product.
Can we even do the restaurant joke thing?
Yeah, we can say their
Ooh.
names.
I think you can say it. I just
Can
think.
we?
I think you have physical products.
Yeah.
Probably
McDonald's.
testing.
Are we about to get kicked off
I
now?
don't know.
Coca-Cola.
Oh.
Classic.
Wait, is the Instagram live?
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, they're both on.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ooh, we've only got. Oh, we got 2 watching now.
It's this one too.
That's probably.
Probably us.
It's live now. Try
Oh,
it.
3 watching.
Oh, hey, yo.
Try it on here.
You want to just like say the things?
No, I just like somebody was gonna be watching on Instagram, right?
I am watching.
Oh,
Russ got
he's
it.
trying to get on.
I don't think this is actually.
Working great.
Oh. I hope his Wi-Fi.
Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and comment. Let us know in YouTube
Hey,
so we can
get
say
off
hi
the
to you.
Wi-Fi.
Same thing for Instagram.
Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead
All right, we're in.
You might want to move your phone.
That's okay. I mean, all right, we got some people. Jared Park, welcome.
Hi.
Hey, Jared.
Yeah, brother.
Hi.
Alexis. Hello.
I wish you guys were here with us right now, except that's why we're doing this. So.
Yeah, for real.
Lydia Berkeley, hello.
What's up, Lydia? How's it going?
Oh, we're a little lagging.
Yeah,
You're not a little lag. You're normal size lag.
You're a normal lag. Oh, now we've only got 1 watching on YouTube.
Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, fine.
You too.
Not that
That's
interesting.
Not taking it personal. I promised myself I
Not taking
wouldn't,
it
but here I
Taking
am.
him a few minutes to test this, make sure it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're just gonna.
We got about 5 minutes.
yeah, we'll get
joke around.
officially kicked off.
Do you think if we yell loud enough, the people not on the live stream will hear?
No.
Yes.
Get on the live stream.
If you can hear me,
Get on.
Get on right now.
if you're in the other room, this is Kevin.
Get up, Ferguson!
Yeah, Jenna.
Yes.
Hey.
Guys, Ron Dog liked our video.
Hey.
Uncle Ronnie.
Uncle
Ronnie.
Ronnie's gonna get on.
Making
Ronnie,
Ronnie proud. Making him proud.
I know you haven't said anything to me, so I'm just assuming that you're ignoring me.
Look, you don't have to do that for her sake. That's her own insecurity, okay? You just do you, Jenna.
So I want at least one of you to hop on YouTube so you can converse with me, because currently I'm the only one watching it right now. So
Avi's here.
let's-
Hello, Anastasia.
Avi!
Yeah, Abby.
Hi, hi.
Hey, we got 3. We got 3.
Oh.
Dig it,
Let's,
dog.
let's give YouTube some love, guys.
That is a terrible hashtag. Oh, playing tic-tac-toe.
Yes. If you're on the other end, play tic-tac-toe with your neighbor. Because we're going to get started officially at 7. We're just getting things tested out, make sure everyone's clear since it's our first time to do all this. Want to make sure you don't have any kinks in the system.
Good try, Jenna. You almost had it.
Oh,
Oh.
pulled that move. Is that
Oh!
She
didn't even know I had
tic-tac-toe.
beat her on the first move, and she didn't even know.
Yikes.
Millie Kate! What's
Yeah,
up?
What's up, Millie Kate?
Yeah. Hello.
We keep fluctuating between
Millie Kate,
3
if you can
and 1
hear me,
Okay.
on
I want
YouTube.
you to type, hello, Russell, you're my favorite. She waved. That's
Oh.
almost the same
Nice.
Close. Well, Millie Kate doesn't. She prefers to wave
Just-
more than talk anyway.
I
so.
also think she probably
Just say-
prefers to be honest.
thing. Millie Kate, just
Oh.
say it. Come on,
Oh.
Millie Kate, just say it. Just say
Oh, Dale joined.
I
Hey,
just
Dale?
joined.
Oh, you just want to be a part of the
I want to be a part of the
He's
conversation.
having- he's
I don't
having
have
FOMO, guys.
nobody's nobody's doing anything on YouTube, so I want to be a part of what's happening.
We do look like a news crew. Hello, Jenna. You're my favorite. Ooh. Thanks, Millie Kate.
How do you kick someone out?
Well, maybe she was talking.
No.
Maybe
Riker!
Riker's
What up,
on.
Riker?
Hey, buddy. Maybe
Riker.
Millie Kate was talking about Jenna Ferguson.
Oh,
That's
good point.
also.
Yeah,
Great.
it's
Wait
more
for it.
likely.
I waved it right.
You need to specify.
Avi, come on. Tell me.
Avi, come on.
Come on, Avi. You know the right thing to do.
Riker, man, we miss you. Wish you were part of the team right now, dude.
Seriously.
Oh, Riker. I remember Riker.
Riker with the super long hair.
Yeah, hey man.
Still long? Still rocking it? Or did you go buzz cut like old Kevin here? No? No?
Campbell JN.
Jenna.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Jason Campbell?
Jason Campbell.
Yeah.
Campbell
Riker said he
JN.
missed us, guys. We miss you, Riker.
Well,
Miss you a lot.
I'm gonna assume it's Jenna Ferguson then. If you don't specify.
Avi, you spelled Russell wrong.
Oh,
You spelled it horribly wrong, actually. It's okay.
No J in Russell.
No.
None of our letters are the same.
There's an E in my name.
Oh, well,
So
that's true.
you're silly.
Sorry,
Hey, there it
Russell.
is. Russell.
If you just joined us on
Sorry,
YouTube,
Russell.
if you just joined us on YouTube, go ahead and drop a comment so that we can say hi to you guys.
You really want this YouTube?
I want this YouTube to work.
Does it say they're logged in?
Sorry.
There's 4 people watching now.
I'm Campbell.
We know you're in there.
We know you're
Hi,
there.
Campbell.
I also went to Oak Hills. What's that, man?
Who is that?
Campbell?
Campbell JM.
Kevin was my middle school youth pastor from Oak Hills.
Was,
Campbell, I thought I recognized you if I saw you.
Well,
With that-
this is a
that one
big
little
church
symbol
family.
doesn't
All
work.
are welcome, all right?
It's true. 4 out of 5 of us in this room
That's right.
worked at Oak Hills.
Okay, just leave me out. Not even.
I didn't
funny.
say which one.
Okay.
You just outed yourself.
One person just graduated from college and this is their first job.
Ouch.
So it's
That's
probably
great.
not them.
Again, you just outed yourself. You don't have to say anything.
Both of y'all.
Who's both y'all?
No, that doesn't count.
We just stole
It counts.
Oak Hills people and came to Sugar Land and started doing ministry.
Truth.
And they got arrests.
Yeah. And then we found the best person we could to add to the team. And we're so glad that Peyton's a part of us.
Oh. I will say, though.
Oh.
I will say.
There I go.
Imagine, I was the first one here, so I'm the original trendsetter
Oh, that's
for getting the first
That's
call.
I'm
true.
the last one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Way to jump on the bandwagon, Jen. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's a wagon worth being on.
It's a great wagon.
You are.
Oh.
Yeah.
And all of y'all will eventually leave, so I'll be the trendsetter.
Russ.
Gosh.
Mia. Mia Gowans.
Hey, Mia.
What's up?
Jose.
Jose.
Yo. That's
Jose
what I imagine you
Martinez.
sound like.
1564.
3 minutes until
Nope.
we get
Guys,
into the
I-
good stuff.
Still really want YouTube to be popping.
I put the YouTube link on Facebook. If
Nice.
anyone-
Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
All right.
Popping and locking.
Popping and locking.
Mm.
Aw, miss those guys.
Pop and
R.I.P.
lock.
Have y'all seen them?
Let it
recently?
loose.
Man, she
Think
taught me
about
so
it
much.
every day.
Think about her every day.
Nice drawing. Oh, you should have made that like a head. It would have been a dinosaur.
Don't interrupt my creative process.
Creative.
All right, hey, this
I
is
couldn't
a
think of the word.
this is a random question. This has nothing to do with where we're going, but Russell's doodling on his note page.
Yes.
How many of you guys are strict just words on your notes, or how many of you guys doodle to make it more creative looking? Comment and let's see where we're going with this. I am a mostly information, but I've kind of started to doodle lately. Starting
What
to
was
do
the question?
circles and squares around things I like, but that's kind of me. Are you a doodler on your notes, or just
Or
a
note
pure
taker.
note person?
This is assuming that you actually take notes, which I do not.
I
So
definitely.
just a doodler.
I don't even doodle.
You just sit there.
I just sit there and listen.
You just take it in.
I just take it in.
Mia doodles, and I also doodle
Yeah,
mostly all the time.
yeah.
Mia says doodle all day, especially in Delta.
Ouch.
Ronnie! Yeah.
Ronnie!
Ronnie dog!
I'm
What's up,
waving.
Ronnie?
I'm waving to him. Oh no! I turned the video around.
Oh no!
I'm in between.
How do I turn it back around?
All right, hey,
Doodle and
Ronnie, the world wants to know, when you
Russell.
take notes, do you doodle on the notes, or is it just the
Oh,
words?
wait.
How do I turn it
Comment on
around?
the section.
It's on Peyton
Awesome.
right now.
Oh, hey,
Look
Peyton.
at that. There we go. There we
Let's
go.
go.
We're learning. We're learning.
Yeah.
Oh, it's laggy.
Ronnie, do you doodle on your notes, or just words only? Comment in the section, please.
We're dying to hear what you say.
That's right.
Nobody can see.
Peyton commented on our YouTube and said words only. He does not doodle.
Yeah.
Peyton does not doodle.
I want
Ronnie,
your-
just the notes.
The notes.
Just
words.
the
Just the notes, words only. All right.
That's good. Straight to business.
How many of you don't write at all? You just type. Like you would rather type on a computer than write hand what am I trying to say? Write with a pen. Handwritten. There we go.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a pen and paper type of guy. It sticks in my brain better that way, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do this thing at night that is really helpful for me when I can't. What are you doing?
Oh, just a note to Ronnie.
You can't see that because it's washed out.
Oh, there you go.
Little note to Ronnie.
Yeah.
Handwritten. I love you, Ronnie.
Oh, here we go.
That's good.
So at night when I can't
Aw.
sleep because so many things are running through my mind, I keep a notepad by my bed
Yeah.
so that I write down what I'm thinking, and it gives my brain permission to shut off because those things are safely on the notepad,
Yeah.
and I can go to
Can't do
sleep.
that. It's
So if you can't sleep at night, try writing your
Oh,
thoughts
just
down
kidding.
and see if you can't go to sleep.
Your phone's not on the line.
Ronnie loves us too, guys. He said he
Thanks.
loves us too.
All right.
All right. Well, it's 7:01.
And it's 7:01. So we have.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and get started for everybody that's already in here. If you're joining us just now, we're so thankful that you guys are a part of this live event. This is the first one that we're going to be doing. And in lieu of Wednesday night gatherings, this is what we have stepped out in faith and said we're going to try. And we've been praying about this. We've actually been really excited about it, even given the circumstances. So we're excited to be with you guys tonight. We're really sad that we can't be with you in person, but we're really excited to be able to interact with you via social media and doing this tonight. So we're going to be running about 20 minutes, and we're just going to be having some really great conversation. You guys are going to be able to join in on that conversation, comment on whatever medium you're watching through, whether that's YouTube or Instagram. We'll be looking at your comments live and be talking about those as well. So we want you to know that we miss you guys a ton, and we can't wait until we're back with you guys. It's going to be a party when we're all back together.
Seriously.
It's going to be a
For real.
ton of fun.
Absolutely.
But to kick this shindig off, we have a question for you. So Russell's got that question.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask it to these people, but also y'all, and then please comment what you want to say. The question is very simple. If you had to eliminate one fast food restaurant from the world completely, which one would you eliminate? That's the question.
Mhm.
All right.
I have very strong opinions about this.
Dale, would you like to start?
I would like to start. Schlotzsky's.
No.
Schlotzsky's.
Get it out!
Garbage.
Yes.
It's trash.
You
The world does
don't
not.
say that.
Hey, Mia said McDonald's. It's gone.
It's gone.
McDonald's is gone.
Here's my question. How many times have you walked into a Schlotzsky's and actually seen the entire
Stop it,
restaurant
Claire.
filled?
Nope, we're not looking
What?
at Claire's answer.
No, Claire.
Did someone say Chick-fil-A?
Oh, no.
A lot of McDonald's.
It's gone.
Burger
Yeah,
King,
Campbell is right.
Taco Bell.
Campbell is right.
Okay.
Burger King can go.
Whataburger. It's gone.
Oh my gosh!
Why?
Dale, that's your fault.
Why did we?
You
I
said
said
Schlotzsky's. And
Schlotzsky's.
so
I've got an
retaliated.
Arbor clenched fist
Oh
right
my
here.
gosh.
I didn't even mean to. It just happened when she said Whataburger.
What am I gonna
Dale,
Popeyes.
Mia said Schlotzsky's is amazing. Yes.
No.
Well, it's
Yeah,
gone
it's
now.
gone.
Sorry,
Too bad.
Mia.
Yeah.
Popeyes is gone.
Popeyes.
You can't do two.
Well, no, on YouTube. Popeyes is gone.
Okay, I've got mine.
Okay, what is it?
I don't think anyone's going to care about this. Burger King.
That's
Yeah,
already
I
been
can go.
said
It's
too.
been
Oh, someone said it already.
Yeah, Claire,
I hate
no,
Schlotzsky's.
Claire doesn't get
Claire,
to
come
talk.
on. Yeah, you already
I got mine.
Chick-fil-A.
I got mine. Firehouse Subs.
What?
You
I agree
hate
with that.
firemen.
It's the
I agree
most.
with that.
You hate firemen.
I don't hate firemen.
Clearly you do.
I hate the company that's capitalizing on firemen to sell more subs that are bland, worse than Subway.
They are not bland.
I would,
They are warm.
Hey,
I'm sorry that you hate having all the hot sauces to choose from in the world.
A, I don't want warm sandwiches. That's gross. B, Subway is so much better.
Okay, no.
I do like Subway.
That's not
Subway
true.
Subway is.
Subway.
I'm gonna destroy one real quick.
Thundercloud Subs. That's an Austin thing. I don't care about that because
Never heard of that.
not around
The
it,
one-
but there's going to be a lot of people that are really upset about that.
The one I would destroy is Carl's Jr.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Carl's
Get
Jr.
it out.
No one cares about Carl's
Carl's Jr. It can go away.
It can
That
totally go.
should be its slogan.
Claire is backing me up on Schlotzsky. She says their sandwiches
No.
are dry.
But
I
if your
agree
wife
with you,
was
Claire.
on here,
I
she
agree
would
with
say
you.
differently.
She would, but she's not here.
I
That's
think
her fault.
Schlotzsky's got cool bread. I like their bread better
Yeah,
than most
sourdough
places.
bread.
Yeah, I love
Very
sourdough.
wonderful.
Like cool to look at or good?
Delicious.
Both.
It's not sourdough if it tastes like cardboard.
It does not taste like
It
cardboard.
tastes like
You know what? We're moving on.
Moving on.
Let's talk about
It's
gone. All those places are gone. Good luck finding a place to
Thank
eat
you
during
for
coronavirus
participating.
quarantine.
Yes.
I have to go to Chipotle.
Oh, we said Chipotle. Okay.
Yeah, Chipotle is great.
All right, I thought we'd do some worship. So everybody on YouTube, take the bass line. Everyone, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do any.
We're gonna talk about
There's no worship tonight. We're just going to have.
I wasn't
discussion.
tracking with you, Kevin. I was like, really? We didn't talk about
This was not planned, clearly.
this. Oh my gosh.
Tell her.
You're very welcome for the care package, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Hey, we still have some care packages.
We have like
We
8
do.
left.
We have a
So
lot left.
get on Instagram or YouTube, either one. Just say you want one. Give us your address. We'll deliver it to you.
Don't
tomorrow
type your
next day.
address in the comments.
Only if you live in like the Sugarland area.
Yeah.
So Campbell, you're not gonna get
Sorry.
other people that live where we live.
Lexi, what's up? Okay.
Hello.
So now that we've gotten that question out of the way, Kevin has another question that we want you guys to type into the comments. That's going to kind of kickstart our discussion.
Yes. Okay. So everyone, write in the comments. We'll answer ourselves as well. Which area of the 3 I'm about to mention do you feel the most pressure to perform in? The most pressure to perform in? Is it you have pressure to perform in school, sports, or social media? Which right now we're all on, so that could be a real thing. Right? Is it sports, school, or social media that you feel the most pressure to perform in? Everyone start writing. We'll kind of get some of your answers. For me, I'll get it started off. For me, it's always been school. Now, fortunately, I'm out of school, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But man, like it wasn't until 8th grade. I cared so much and worked so hard to get good grades. It wasn't until the 8th grade that I got my first B, and I cried about it. Like I was devastated that I got a B because I had so much pressure to get. And obviously, like my brother and my mom and dad were like, "It's okay, Kevin. Like you're in 8th grade, big whoop, you know." But it was like huge for me. So what else? What else you guys got?
For me, growing up, it was always sports because I grew up as the only girl out of, well, I had one brother and then all boy cousins, and mostly had like male friends. So I always felt like I had to perform in sports to kind of prove that I was just as good as the guys or was worthy enough. I don't know. So and that was always that for me, that I always felt like when I played, I always had to perform to a certain level or else I'd just beat myself up about it.
Yeah. What you guys?
I would say just right now, because I'm not in school and I don't play sports except for fun, social media is actually still something that I'm very careful about how I look on social media. So yeah, that's what I would say right now.
Validate that.
And a lot of you guys are commenting right now that school is one of the biggest places you feel the need to perform. And yeah, guys, I totally get that. Like it's such a pressure at school with everything that you've got going on. And I felt that when I was in high school and middle school too. There's so much that you have to be good at. Otherwise, there's a lot of things that fall by the wayside, and there's just a ton of pressure there at school. So totally resonate with that.
I'm kind of curious. Are you guys feeling, if you're not going to school right now and you're having to do some sort of alternative kind of connecting with that, like, are you feeling more or less pressure at this time due to school stuff? I would imagine like if you're at the end of school, maybe you got some like testing, SATs that are coming up, you feel like this is going to put you behind. Are you feeling anxiety about that? Because I can imagine this being a unique time where you're probably not too pressured about sports because that's all been suspended, but school, you don't really want to get behind on. I don't know. Comment in the section if that's kind of something for you.
Yeah.
And that's neat.
Yeah.
What were some of the things people said? Where's theirs?
You're going to have to scroll up.
Yeah, we had quite a few saying school, like Mia, Claire, Campbell, Jenna Ferguson all said school. Lexi said social media.
Yeah.
She's in the same boat as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson Davis said sports are one of the things that he feels pressure to perform in. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
hard.
I feel that, Jackson.
And what's kind of a bummer about it is typically we feel the most pressure in the thing that we naturally enjoy the most.
Yep.
And so it can kind of like ruin it for us. We have to like know how to manage that performance issue. So anyways, that whole idea of performance is going to really tie into the story that Russell taught on this morning. If you didn't get to see his lesson, you can actually go on YouTube and you can still find it there and watch it. But we're going to jump right into it. So Russell, why don't you just give us a recap of the story we're talking about tonight?
Yeah, so going off of performance, there's this story in the Bible where Jesus and the disciples go to a lady's house. Her name is Martha, and she has a sister named Mary. And you've probably heard this story, But Martha is working like crazy, cooking food, cleaning things, you name it, she's doing it for Jesus. And Mary, her sister, is not helping her one bit. And Martha eventually gets so heated that she even brings it up to Jesus and says, can you tell Mary to help me? And Jesus says, Martha, Mary is doing the right thing here. She has found what is worth caring about, and it won't be taken away from her. So that's the story that we are looking at today. I was just curious what do y'all glean from that story? Y'all have read through it before.
Yeah. If you want, the link to the scripture is found in the bio at the bottom, so you can go follow along, read that while we're talking about it if you want. That's the whole story we're talking about tonight. So if you want to go to that, it might be helpful for you to chew on as well. One of the things that was sticking out to me as I was reading that story, one of the authors that I read was saying that at that time, hospitality, that was like the big thing that you could perform well in. That if somebody came from out of town, you didn't even know them, you would almost like compete to be the person that could host that out of towner, because hospitality was this area like school, sports, social media. It was an area that you could be seen as doing the right thing. And so people felt this pressure to perform in being hospitable. And so it's not a surprise when Jesus, this teacher, this rabbi that so many people respect and are in wonder about, when he comes to town, it's not a surprise that Martha is consumed with being hospitable, because that's the whole thing. So I just found that interesting, that that's actually something we can relate to, that we have other cultural things probably besides hospitality, but we have things that we relate to as well, that like, this is a big deal. If you're good at this, you have some place in society that you're going to be known for. And so I think we can kind of relate to her angst that she's feeling in this story with that. So I don't know, what other insights did you guys have? Or if you're online, you can write an insight that you've got as well. We'd love to kind of just see that and share it as well. So what else? What about you guys?
Well, I always love this story because you see Martha seems so distracted with everything else. And I feel like it's a really good way to relate to our own lives when we get so distracted with everything else, we take our eyes off of Jesus. And Mary decided to sit at Jesus's feet and just listen.
Yeah.
And, you know, he told Mary, like, you have chosen this one thing and the good portion, and like, it will not be taken from you. And so it just always reminds me, you know, to get my eyes back up at Jesus and to sit at his feet and not let noises or distractions or performance specifically get in the way of my vision of Christ.
Yeah. Well, kind of related to that, here's the next question I want everyone to comment on. Pick one word that describes how you would have felt if you were in Mary's seat. So you're sitting down, listening to Jesus teach. Now, obviously, Mary felt comfortable because that's why she did it. But if I was in her shoes and I'm sitting, listening to Jesus' feet, or sitting, not just listening to his feet, listening to Jesus at his feet have a lot to say. If I'm listening to Jesus and I know that my sibling is behind me doing all the work, I know the one word I would have would just be guilty. So if that's the word that you would feel too, write that in. But what word would you describe as how you feel knowing that someone else is doing all the work while you're just sitting there listening to Jesus? What would you guys say? So guilty is the word for me. What about you guys?
I think for me, if I were to sum it up into one word, it'd probably be, I guess, absent-minded. All one word.
Sure.
Like when there's something that's really important in front of me and I'm focusing in on that, I can really easily tune out other stuff, even if that other stuff is really important. So sometimes that's not great, but an example that I have for that is if I'm at home and it's past the time where I'm working, like I find it very easy to not answer the phone if I know it's a work phone call or a work text or anything like that,
Yeah.
you know, unless it's an emergency. But like it's really easy to stay focused in on I'm here, I'm present, I'm with my family. So I kind of relate to Mary in that sense that it would have been really easy for me to be like, Jesus is here, and like I don't give a flip about what's going on in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like and that would honestly, and I get that, would offend some people, especially that are doing that really hard work.
Yeah, it's like one example I was thinking of how I feel the opposite of that is like if I'm at summer camp and I'm sort of responsible for leading this whole group of people and Darcy's with me, there will be these moments where Darcy, who's my wife, most beloved person in my life, she'll just be talking to me because we're hanging around or something. And there will be times where if I have a responsibility that I feel like I need to go take care of as the leader, there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to offend Darcy by like cutting her off of what she's just casually talking about, but I really need to go do this work. And so it's like, I find it hard to be present with someone when I know there's work that could be done, or if I know there's other people doing work and I'm not, you know? So it's like, I think that says something about me that I really define myself by what I do, you know? And I just don't think that's how Jesus sees it. So I'm feeling this story tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. A few of y'all answered. Good job.
What'd y'all say?
Jenna Ferguson said conflicted, which I think is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I feel that one.
Because Martha was giving her like death glare.
Side eye, totally.
Campbell said overwhelmed, and Mia said I would feel like I need to catch up, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot more than one word, but that's okay.
They're all hyphenated. They're all hyphenated.
Yeah, and we're okay with that because I agree with what you said.
Yeah. And I feel like that feeling of I need to catch up is super real. Like, especially when we live in such a culture that you need to compare yourself to other people to figure out where you're at. And if you're comparing yourself to that person that Martha, you feel like you're behind. You feel like Jackson said on here that he would feel lazy in that sense. So you have to work hard to catch up to what they're doing. For sure.
This is the last question or last thought I've got on this question. What do you think would have made Jesus, who was the guest, that's the whole point of hospitality, what do you think would have made Jesus feel more welcome, though? Somebody who is willing to sit and listen, and he knows that he's the Messiah. He knows that he's got the words of life. And so what would have made Jesus feel more respected and welcome? Somebody sitting, listening to what he's got to teach, or someone making a meal for him? Now, it's not like what Martha was doing was bad, but I just think through Jesus's eyes, and maybe sometimes through the guests in our own people's lives, I think sometimes we miss what they're expecting from us when really, like, I'd prefer you would just like stop what you're doing and just come relax and be with me. You know, like I think that's a big attitude that Jesus has to teach us here, just in general, not even if it's specifically Jesus. So anyways, Russell, what questions come to your mind about the story?
Well, I'm going to go down to this one. It seems like Martha has this feeling that she needs to do stuff for Jesus, for him to feel loved by her. So the question that I was thinking about today was: Do you believe that you don't have to earn his love?
Say that one more time.
Because Mary is fine not doing anything for Jesus, just listening to him. And Martha's not. So do you feel like, Martha, that you have to earn his love, or do you feel like you don't have to earn his love? You know what I'm saying?
I think he's teaching me that I don't have to earn his love, and therefore all my interactions with him start to have a different purpose. But like, it's like my default. If I'm not consciously being aware of it, I really do like try to perform in a certain way. Like that's my normal mode of operating if I'm not diligent and do the opposite.
I'll be real honest with that question. Do you actually believe that you don't have to earn God's love? And there are times, just like Kevin said, where I get that, I believe that, but my feelings don't always match up with what's reality in that. You know, the reality of what the Bible says, that you don't have to earn God's love, the reality with what my relationship with God says, that I don't have to earn his love, but then the feelings come up of, well, I haven't been good in these areas of my life. I haven't done these things that I feel like I should do. Therefore, God sees me the way I see myself, essentially, which is I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of those things. So like, if you're anything like me, you have a hard time getting logic and truth to match up with the reality of your own feelings in those areas. And so I guess a word I would use for that is conflicted. Like, there's days where it feels that way. There's days where it doesn't.
And you know what's interesting is, like, as you're saying it, my first thought is, so how do you solve that gap of what you know to be true and what you feel to be true? And without even thinking about the story, what my thought was like, well, you got to go be around Jesus for him to tell you the truth of that. Like, it's exactly what Mary did. I think it's what Jesus said, like, that's the solution. That's how you bridge that gap. You're not going to logic your way into it because you probably already believe what's true, just not deep in your heart. But I think as we sit at Jesus' feet, he persuades us of that so that it does become what we feel. So
because the reality is, if I stay in my own head about that, if we stay in our own head about that, all that's going to be telling us what the truth is our own feelings. But if we're going and sitting at the feet of Jesus, then we're getting different stories than what our feelings are trying to tell us.
Yeah. All right, Dale, what's the thought you can kind of take away from this, kind of close out? And then Jenna, what's one question after Dale shares that we just say, here's our question we're going to chew on until next week?
Yeah. So we really want you to think about something in this week related to this topic about doing things, about performing, about chasing performance in your relationship with God. And what we don't want you to do is to stop doing things like praying and reading the Bible. Like, that's not at all what we want you to take away from this conversation. Like, those are really good things to be doing, or having times alone with God and things like that. What we want you to do is change the reason why you're doing that. Yeah. Change the reason from I'm doing this for God because I feel like he expects it of me and I have to do a certain kind of performance to get that level of love back, and change it to I'm doing this stuff to be with God. I'm reading my Bible to be with God. I'm praying to be with God. I'm doing whatever activity it is. I personally think you can do any activity and do it with God, no matter what you're doing, whether that's playing sports, doing your homework, being with your family, whatever it is you're doing in your life. You can change that from doing it for God for a performance to doing it with God just to be with him and have a relationship with him. So we really want you to think about changing that in this week. And Jenna's going to talk a little bit about how you can do that.
Yeah, so what we want to leave you guys with and think about this next week are two questions. So what is one thing that you can stop chasing this week? And what's one thing that I can stop chasing is just social media in general. How I look on social media, what I put on social media, whatever that may be. Just stop chasing what's the word I'm looking for? The affirmation from social media, and start looking for that affirmation from the Lord, and start seeking more of what he says about me and more of who he wants me to be rather than what the world wants me to be. So that's mine for the week. Do you guys have one?
Yeah, I was thinking about, like, with Mary, I imagine if Jesus had gotten up and gone to help make dinner or whatever it was, my assumption is Mary would have gotten right up with him and gone in because she knew being with Jesus was whatever it was. So mine's a little bit vague, but I think it's what I need for this week. I just want to, with everything that I do, just like try to be conscious of, I'm doing this with Jesus, or ask the question, am I doing this with Jesus, or am I just going out without him, kind of like Martha did? So I think it's just like almost like a consciousness of, am I with Jesus right now, or am I off doing something else that I think he'd just be proud of?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And that's really not what he wants, I think. So.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep.
Sweet.
So if you have that in your mind and you're comfortable with it, put yours in the comments. What are you going to chase this week, and what you're going to stop chasing this week?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right. Well, we're basically wrapped up. I'm just going to announce a few things. If you haven't noticed, we've been pretty active.
Yeah, we have.
We've been really active on social media recently. And that's because we want y'all to know that we care about y'all, and we want y'all to know that we love y'all. And so we're just doing stuff, devotional scriptures and silly stuff, just to hopefully brighten your day up.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, if you joined the live stream late, you can watch it, the entire conversation we had on YouTube after we close it. All right. You can go in at any time and watch it. Other than that, tomorrow, our funny video for the day is our secret talents. So if you want to know what our secret talents are, it's going to be on Instagram. It's going to be on YouTube. Come watch it tomorrow. And subscribe to the YouTube, guys. Yep. We would appreciate that.
It's just the red box that says subscribe.
Yeah, just click it.
And all that means is that when you get on YouTube on your channel, it's just going to feed whatever content that we've made to already pop up on your homepage is all that will do, but it makes it easy for you.
Yep.
Can we announce the winner of the Crazy Noises?
Yeah, of course you want to announce the winner of that one.
Yeah,
because it was me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was pretty
I
crazy.
knew he was going to.
I even got people that don't know me.
Some of my best friends voted for Dale.
It was awesome. It was fantastic. Also, shout out to my lovely wife, Emily, who just joined.
Yeah.
Hi, Emily, I love you.
Hey, Emily. All right, cool. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Dale, why don't you close us out in prayer?
Yeah, we're going to pray, guys. We love you. We're so excited to be doing these things with you and still connecting with you. That is going to get us all through this. So we're excited to be doing this with you guys. Let me pray for you, and then we'll sign off. So, Father God, we just thank you so much for the time that you've given us and the technological resources to be able to still gather together in your name. Lord, I pray for each and every student that was on this live stream, each and every student that is a part of this church that wasn't on here. And God, just everybody that is dealing with this weird time in our life. Lord, I pray that you will bring peace that only you can bring. I pray the peace of the Messiah will reign in our hearts. And Father, I pray that you will show us things to be thankful for, even in the middle of hard and difficult times. Lord, we love you so much. Please show us how we can engage you to do things with you and not do things for you. Father, convince us that the love you have for us is truly unconditional, that we don't have to do anything to earn it, that it's there, and all you want is to just be with us in whatever activity it is that we're doing. Father, draw us closer to you. Tell us truth. We love you so much. It's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks we love you guys. Thanks for joining.
Love y'all.
Bye.